right, Warriors, I want to welcome you to the 2020-21 school year for whatever that's going to look like this year. There are a lot of questions due to COVID that we don't have answers to just quite yet. Among those, what is it going to look like when school reopens? We hope to have some of those questions for you answered, but today there are some things that we're going to be able to tell you about that go with the opening of every school year. And so, first off, welcome to Osceola. And then I want to talk to you, just the kids, you can tune out for just a minute. I want to talk to your parents about what to expect in the middle school. This is going to be one of those crazy times in your child's life. They're exiting elementary school, they're not quite ready for high school, and we have that time in the middle. And we do this every year where we are committed to getting your child through middle school and doing it in a way that tends to not make you crazy if at all possible. But this is one of the most tumultuous times of a kid's life, emotionally, socially, and physically. They're undergoing a lot of body changes. They're starting to sprout hair in places. They're getting pimples, and this is usually the time with braces and the awkward voice cracks for the boys as they're going through middle school. So I just want to let you know that this is typically the time that we see kids start to pull back from mom and dad a little bit. They want a little bit more freedom. And I would just encourage you parents to make sure that you stay active, ask questions of your child every day, and kind of push through that where you ask them what happened at school, nothing, as they get home. And reach out to us as teachers and as administrators. We love to take your questions. We want to make sure that we provide you support. Parent drop-off and pickup times. We start parent drop-off at 7:45 in the morning time. And when you pull in to the front gate, you drive all the way down like you're going to the gymnasium. You're going to park right there by the cafeteria, and that's where students will exit. They'll go into the cafeteria. That's where the supervision is in the morning time. That starts at 7:45. 7:45 is also the time that the office will open in the morning time if you needed to drop by and ask a question or drop something off. We start dismissal at 3:40 p.m. and we have a lot of parents that will start lining up at various times towards the end of the day. Special hack for you though with that pickup is if you'll wait until about 3:55 to 4 o'clock, you'll be able to buzz right in, pick up your child, and buzz right back out again without much trouble or without having to wait in a long line. Yes, dress code is something that we get questions on all the time. Our number one goal in middle school is to make sure that your child is comfortable and in the classroom as much as possible. What we run into frequently at middle school is our dress code is very different from the elementary schools and from the high school. So these are just some things to keep in mind as you go into middle school and as you go shopping for a middle schooler. The first thing is the most important thing. With middle schoolers, we love to make sure that they are properly clothed at all times, meaning they're covering up all of the undergarments. We don't want to see any undergarments in middle school. The big thing for girls is going to be that as far as tops are concerned, we want to make sure that we cover the midsection so that we don't see your belly, or that the shirt doesn't hike up in the back so that we can see your lower back. We just want to make sure that you're covered. Also, we do allow sleeveless for girls or boys. You just need to make sure that you have a collar on your shirt with a sleeveless. With shorts are allowed. We just want to make sure that it comes down within 3 inches of your knee. We don't want really short shorts. Any kind of spandex or leggings, those kind of things are okay. We just please make sure that parents use appropriate judgment. It might start off the beginning of the year where you have something and then you decide later on in the school year, your middle schooler's body will change. And what fit really well at the first week of school might not be as well fitting towards the middle or the end of the school year. So we'll just need to make sure that we watch those things as you go throughout the year. PE is a big one. We do ask that the kids change their clothes to participate in PE. You've got to have appropriate shoes when it comes to PE. We want to make sure that they can put on tennis shoes. We are going to ask them to run and do some exercise, and those clothes might get sweaty, so we do want to make sure that they can take those clothes off and have their fresh clothes in the locker room afterwards. Also, hats and sunglasses is something we get questions about a lot. We welcome hats and sunglasses at Osceola Middle School, but they are to be worn outside. So we ask that when the kids come into the building that they please remove hats and sunglasses and stow them away properly once they get into the classroom. For more specific questions, we will have those dress codes posted onto Facebook and social media. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. Yeah, the schedule at the middle school is going to be a little bit different than the elementary school. So what we do is we start with the core. Core content consists of English, math, science, and social studies. The science and the social studies have 48-minute core academic classes that meet every day. The English and the math, students will have 96-minute classes for ELA and for math. We've gone to this where we have more time dedicated to the ELA and math several years ago. It gives us more opportunities to have the kids practice with supervision so that we can make sure that they're getting adequate practice to improve their skill. Students will also have an elective class, sometimes referred to as the vocational classes by their teachers. This is a 48-minute period that would either be your ag or your art or your PE or your band. PE is a required middle school course for at least a semester during the school year. The classes and the grades vary by grade. We have advanced offerings in 6th grade math and 7th grade math, science, ELA. And in 8th grade we have algebra. That's a high school credit that is offered to our 8th graders. Also advanced science, advanced ELA in 8th grade. If you have specific questions at any time, we would ask you to either email the teacher directly or to give us a call at the school. The right thing to do is, if you notice that your child is having difficulty or you notice that the grades start declining, is reach out to the teacher. Sometimes these teachers might have anywhere from 75 to 150 kids on their roll. And so what might be a big deal to you where the kid's grade goes from an A to a C, the teacher might think, you know, I'm going to wait and see what's going to happen, and they might not reach out to you right away. But you've got one or a couple children maybe in the middle school with us, so anytime you have any concerns, please do that. You can always find the teacher's email address by going onto our website and going onto the faculty roster page, or you can reach out to us here at the school, just dial the main office, and we can answer whatever questions that you have through a counselor, or maybe even any number of things like get you in communication with the teacher, set up a phone conversation, or maybe even schedule a parent conference so that we can get to the bottom of it. We have lots of things going on outside of the regular school day at Osceola. Here we understand that your son or daughter might not get out of bed on that rainy morning to come in here because they can't wait to hear what happened in their social studies lecture. What's going to make them come in the morning is because they might be having art club or art class, or they might be having drama club or some sport going on. So we have sports offerings here at Osceola Middle School in the fall. We have soccer, which is a co-ed soccer team. So boys and girls can try out for our soccer team. Also we have girls volleyball that starts in the fall. You must have FHSAA paperwork on file in our office before any student can try out. And those tryouts will begin very close to the start of the school year. So please make sure that you either download the forms off the FHSAA website. We also have a link to them on our school website, or you can stop by the main office and pick up those forms so that the kids can fill them up. They've got to have a physical on file before they can participate in any sports. In the winter, we have basketball. Both boys and girls basketball is available. And then in the spring, we started offering softball a couple of years ago, so that is also an option for students. As far as clubs, it depends on the interest of the teachers. Currently, we have active Crime Watch Club. We have Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We've had a cooking club for the last several years and a drama club. just about anything that you can envision. We've had a club at one time. We even had a group of kids that were interested in cup stacking. So we had a cup stacking club, which was a lot of fun. I could never get the hang of it, but there are those opportunities. So make sure that you ask questions and try all these different clubs when you get the opportunity to, because it's just a taste of something that you might find really sparks an interest in you later on in life. Cell phones, we get this a lot, especially with middle schoolers. And let me just caution you parents, I understand that you want to stay connected with your son or daughter. But what we like to tell the kids is no good can come from bringing a cell phone to school. There are some unsavory characters out there in the world, and one of three things, bad things could happen with the cell phone. It could get taken, it could get broken, or it could get lost. Those are three bad things that you spent a lot of money on this cell phone, and you're going to be upset when something happens to it. But we at Osceola Middle School say cell phones should always be off and out of sight. Anytime that the kid is on the campus, as soon as they come off the bus, we encourage the kids to shut the phones off and put them away. The same when they're exiting the cafeteria. We want those cell phones off and out of sight. If we do see a cell phone, or if we see a student on a cell phone, we will confiscate it, and we will, I'm sorry parents, we're going to inconvenience you and require that a parent, not a grandparent or a sibling or an aunt or an uncle, but the parent or guardian will have to come to the school to pick up the cell phone during the school hours. The same goes along with the earphones. We make sure that the earphones or the earbuds also off and out of sight. We treat them like any other electronic device. And the cell phones also, that a lot of not good things happen with the cell phones with the kids. Sometimes they're not very nice to each other, especially on the social media, and we just want to encourage you to monitor your kids' accounts when it comes to the social media, to make sure that bad things aren't happening on social media. Concerned about the middle schooler. As I said, there are things that are going to be normal in this age group, and there are going to be things that are going to be outside the normal realm with any time that you're dealing with kids in the middle. So if this is your first middle schooler, or even if it's not, every experience is just a little bit different. What we like to tell parents is the extremes. We know that friend groups will change. Students will start to withdraw from you, and they will become closer to friends. Friends become more important in middle school. That's normal. Who is your friend today might be your mortal enemy tomorrow, and you might be inviting them over for a sleepover the next week. Also normal. If you see the friend group change dramatically, if you see a change in the personality of your child where you're not experiencing highs and lows, you're just experiencing the lows, and you see signs of like depression and that kind of thing, that might be a good time to reach out to us. And we'll try to reach out, or we'll try to provide support where we can. For all students, sometimes talking to us at the school might be a little bit more comfortable for kids than talking to you as a parent. And so we do offer what we call our office sign up, where a kid can go onto our website and click on a link for office sign up. We will confidentially bring the kid up to the office, and whatever's on their mind, they just want to get off their chest, we'll let them do that. And then usually from there we can provide them some kind of support, whether it be academic or a friend group issue or something else that's going on that you just want to be able to talk to somebody. We've got great relationships with kids to be able to do that. And of course, anytime you hear anything about any self-injurious behavior, like I don't want to live anymore, I just want to die, please pick up the phone. We take all those things so very seriously. And again, if you see something, say something. If you hear that your friend is doing something or saying something that would be dangerous to themselves or someone else, we would please ask you to pick up the phone or to go on our website and report what you see. And you can also go on the Fortify Florida app and report any concerns that you have as it pertains to safety, or to dial 911 if it's an emergency. have a very proud tradition that we like to take care of our family members here at Osceola Middle School. We deeply care for these kids, and we want to make sure that we get them across to the high school safe and sound. All right, to my new Warriors and their families, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to log in and check us out here tonight. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free to give me a call. Our number here at the school is 863-462-5070, or email us. You can access us on Facebook. You can leave a comment there, or you can go onto our website and go to the roster and direct an email at one of us that can answer your questions. And if you'd like to, I'd like to invite you to go look at the virtual tour that we have set up for you. It's down in the comments section, so take advantage of that if you're interested, and we can't wait to see your son or daughter here very soon. Go Warriors!